Hello guys, happy Sunday. We're gonna get you going today, working a little bit of hamstrings and a little bit of core. Really today is just kind of the everything day, okay? So first move we're gonna start off with for our mobility is just gonna be a kind of a single leg deadlift, okay? Kind of more like an activation thing. We're just gonna leave our 1 foot flat on the floor, back foot's there. You should be able to kind of tap it the entire time on the floor. And then all I want you to do is really try and think about sitting back onto that hip. All right, find that hamstring, and I just want you to hang out there under load for a little bit. You might kind of feel like you almost start to get a little bit of like a mini twerk going. That's good. And then squeeze that butt and stand all the way up. We'll do about 8 of these guys on each side, okay? Switch, hinge back, find that stretch, hold, squeeze back up, okay? Pretty simple. From there, we'll go into our adductor stretch. This is what I call a groiner. So you're gonna go into a push-up position, and then you'll bring 1 foot up, 1 foot up to the side, and then you're trying to keep that back leg nice and straight, and then you're keeping that front leg just outside of the hand. And we're gonna rotate up to the ceiling, try and open up nice and high, and then try and drop that elbow nice and low inside that leg, okay? Up and then back down. We're gonna have about 8 of these on each side, and then we switch. Same drill, okay? So from there, we'll get you into the warm-up movements, okay? So first thing we're gonna start off with is the Kang Squat, all right? First part of the Kang Squat is going to be hinging back into a good morning. And then from there, we pull your butt down into a squat, and then you push your butt back up into the good morning, and then stand yourself back up, okay? So really good to get the hamstrings, into the quads and adductors, back into the hamstrings, stand back up. Okay, so 10 of those. Then we'll go into 10 Cossack Squats. Okay, so setting up our stance as wide as you feel comfortable. All right, if you feel like you want to turn your toes out a little bit more, that's just fine. It's up to you, whatever's most comfortable. And then we're going to drop you down onto one side. We're going to try and bend one knee, keep the one leg straight, and then we're going to push yourself back up at the top so both legs are straight, and then down into the other side. All right. So the whole time we're trying to keep that torso nice and vertical. Make sure that knee is tracking properly. We're trying to keep that knee pushed out to the side, okay? We don't want that knee diving in and across. And then as we're doing this, we're trying to keep our torso facing straight forward, okay? So we don't want to be kind of twisting away from our midline or twisting into our midline. We want to be trying to stay facing straight forward the entire time, okay? And the last piece is just what we call a crunch hold side touch, all right? So all we're gonna do is go up into a crunch here, all right? Hands are gonna go down by your sides, and then I just want you to touch 1 foot at a time, alternating side to side, just like that, okay? It's gonna get the obliques a little bit more warmed up and kind of get that low back more warmed up, okay? So there is our warm up. So from here, we're gonna go into the WOD, okay? The first movement is what I like to call the silent killer, okay? This is the heel slide, okay? So this is one of these movements that you probably do at home. You probably do it on like linoleum, hardwood floor, really anything that's like a hard slidey surface, all right? And then probably put like pillows underneath your heels. And then from here, what we're gonna do, you're gonna push your hips up off the floor, kind of holding a glute bridge the whole time. We're gonna push your feet out away from you, slide them out, and then you're gonna try and pull your heels back into your butt, okay? So this is our movement. Best case scenario is you keep your hips nice and high the entire time. What's probably gonna happen is as the hamstrings get more and more tired, you'll start to kind of like drop your hips a little bit. So if you feel like your hips drop as you're pulling in, that's okay, but just try your absolute best to try and keep those hips nice and high, okay? So there's 15 of those, and then we're gonna get you standing back up, and we'll go into 30 air squats, okay? So air squats the same as normal, looking to kind of keep our chest nice and tall, knees pushed out, tracking properly over the toes, and then just trying to make sure that we're breaking parallel at the bottom, okay? From there, just 10 normal burpees, okay? So for our burpees, we're looking to get chest right down to the floor and then pop ourselves back up, okay? So let's look at that little bit of a pro tip for burpees here. So when we get down to our stomach, what we want to try and avoid is shifting back onto your toes and kind of jumping through your quads to get up, all right? What we want is for you to come down and really focus on that hard pike up. So exactly, so we're landing on nice flat feet each time, okay? It's gonna be much nicer and easier on the knees, and it's actually a much more efficient movement. once you kind of get the hang of it. The first few times will feel like you're working way harder, but if you can land on flat feet, it's going to make your life a lot easier. All right. And then the last piece of this is a 20-second side plank. Okay. So there's a few variations for this movement. The basic side plank is just going to be feet stacked on top of each other, staying nice and straight, and then just kind of pushing yourself up so you're in a nice straight line. Okay. If you want to reach your hand up to the ceiling, you can. If you want to put your hand on your hip, that's fine. Just try not to put the other hand down on top of the other hand, like kind of doing like a modified front plank. Okay. So this is your first progression, or sorry, I guess like your RX progression. From there, we can get into putting your bottom knee on the ground. All right, and kind of holding yourself there a little bit. Okay, going to be a little bit different. You might feel like your kind of upper side butt. Technical term would be your glute med, like the USB. Okay, and then from there, we also have where you're bringing both feet to your butt, and then you're planking and then you're planking off both knees on your bottom side. Okay, so this is going to be your easiest progression. So if you need to go with this one, that's totally fine. You're still going through the movements. If you want to make a harder progression from just like the normal side plank, legs straight out, and again, go up into your side plank, and then you're going to lift your top leg up off the floor or off your top leg. All right, so that's going to be your hardest variation, and this is going to be mucho fuego on the bottom glute. Okay, so today we're going through 5 rounds of that. And once again, your goal is just to try and keep on moving consistently through the entire thing. But you're definitely going to find that those hamstrings are going to get pretty rocked by the time this is all done. All right. So make sure you guys stay happy, stay healthy, and make sure you're talking with people in this time of isolation. All right. Have a good day, you guys.